Welcome to my next video talking about FC25's career mode. Today we have three topics on hand. The first one being about, how would you say, like team strategy, team tactics, individual player strategy, basically how your team and your players are going to play in each game. The second one be contract renewals, managing your player contracts. You don't have to wait till a transfer window for that. And then the third one is when you are trying to scout youth players. So, having seen a couple goals there, let's go ahead and get started. So, if you're in the team management page, WAD, and then you go over to tactics. So, this tactic I have set up is called Norwich Default. Creative, huh? So you can manage your preset, your formation, your build-up style, your defensive approach. So you can have a certain formation you like, but then also be like pressing, very aggressive, or have a defensive formation and also be very defensive. And then if you go over to player roles, you can be even more particular. So people who really like to get detailed like me, this is really where you're going to go after it. So like Sleeve on there, I have 3 center mids. So then I kind of told him, you know what? I don't have any wingers. Maybe you should kind of play a little bit more as a winger, even though your main role is central midfield there. And get a nice lucky bunch for the goal. And we will be, bad turnover, bad defense right there. Let's Coventry get within 1 goal, but it is 3-2 final. So if you just have a Norwich default, you might want to have another tactic that you can switch between. So I set up one called 4-3-3 with a different formation. You can see I've got the 3 forwards there. And then when I set up that formation, I realized, oh wait, I have to make sure everyone's in the right position because the game did not put them in the right position. And you might want to use more than one tactic or more than one team sheet, because if you're looking at the calendar here, you can see I have like 3 games in the matter of 7 or 8 days. So your players are going to get tired. So it'll be just a quick way, once you have the team sheet set up, be like, okay, I finished that game. A lot of my players are tired. They haven't recovered their stamina for the next game. So you can just go ahead and swap out for your game that's only 2 or 3 days later. Be like, I'm going to use this other team sheet where you automatically have a lot of what you would be your bench players kind of back into your starting lineup. So if you want to set that up near the beginning of your season, you can do, as far as I know, you can do a lot of different team sheets. You don't know, have to like sort between the 2 of them. So it's just a quick way to manage your roster without having to waste a lot of time in season. So here we are at our next topic, contract renewals. So you can delegate your assistant manager, what do you want to call them, just to like set up, here's a minimum offer, here's a maximum offer, boom, player has agreed to it. Do you agree to these final details? Yes. And boom, just like that, 2 years added on. And for this guy, boom, 3 years added on. Because I noticed that McLean, my other CDM, my starting CDM, is a little bit older. So I kind of wanted my younger one to extend his contract a little bit. I can see J. Rowe is out on loan. And he's 21 years old, and he's got a $10 million value. So that's a very nice player. And then you can see Doyle, Wright. So you can figure out which players are on your roster are actually not your players. You're just loaning them for the season. And then you can see players that you do own that you have loaned out to other teams to get playing time. So you can see where they are. So if you go to that squad page, you can get a pretty good idea of like, okay, what do you actually have on your team? Because a lot of people, if you start a new career mode, you're just going to be like, oh, the players that are on my squad, like in my starting 11, in my bench, in my reserves, that's what I have to work with. It's like, well, technically, no. Some of those players don't belong to you. They're just loanees for the year. And then some of your players that you do own are actually out getting playing time elsewhere. So it's, if you're a soccer fan, you kind of know that that's the deal. That young players can head out maybe to lesser leagues so they can get playing time, because that's how you get better, is you get playing time. So as has been the norm for my games so far in this career mode, start off kind of slow, and then late in the game, I don't know what happens to their defense. They start messing up a lot. So I got a scout report here. So go ahead and check out. Okay, these two of these guys have not great potentials. So you can reject them. Be like, hey, scout, don't bother doing any more research into these players. I don't want them. So that was my scout. That was 4 stars in each. Now you go to my scout where I sent to France. This was the new scout that I hired. He is 5 stars in each. So that's why you have a lot more players available. And check out this guy. Huge potential. So I go ahead and sign him. So yeah, rejected a whole bunch of the lower ones, signed to the new guy, and then I go to my academy youth squad and I go check out, okay, what do I have now? List these 2 guys on the bottom there. Very nice potential. So I'm pretty happy with that. My new scout found what should be. It's not guaranteed. It'll still take like a few months for that potential to get narrowed down to be like, okay, what's he actually potentially gonna be? And then again, it's no guarantee that he ever reaches that potential. There's a lot that goes into that as well. But it is pretty exciting just to stock up your youth squad there. Be like, hey, you know what? These guys could be future stars. Norwich, like you probably know, is not in the Premier League for this season. They are in the level below. They're in the Championship. So to get some potential superstars, one, you could either sell them off a couple years down the road for tens of millions of dollars and then use that money to buy other stars or buy other players that you need, or just go ahead and keep those youth squad players that you recruited. So as we watch the rest of this Birmingham City game, just like to thank you all for watching. Please leave comments. I am kind of basing a lot of my experience off of previous, like FIFA. Like I said, I think the last one I played was FIFA 22, but I did play a lot of career mode. So a lot of the things like contract renewals, that does seem pretty similar so far. And as I'm saying again here, it's a 2-2 game. It's like, okay, I'm starting slow, and then we get to late in the game, and suddenly my dribbling and my passing, and let's say I don't want to say my shooting gets better too if I actually put in a clip here where I miss a shot. But yeah, boom, another goal. It's like, how do you go from a 2-2 game, and I actually think this one ends up 6-2. Yeah. So anyway, please leave a comment below if you have any questions or even suggestions for something that you think I was doing wrong or something I could do better. Or if you found something that I talked about helpful, go ahead and leave a comment about that. Otherwise, yeah, likes and subscribes. The more YouTube pushes these videos and the more views it gets, the more it motivates me to keep making them. This is, I believe, the 3rd one I've put out, and the last one did much better viewers than I thought. So